Hello, I'm Barbara Levin with Toby's Fund for Reproductive Health Equity. Thank you for joining us. Toby's Fund is a nonprofit that helps fund abortions, emergency contraception, and pregnancy prevention for those who can't afford the services. We fund nonprofits, not individuals, and our services are only for residents of McHenry County, Illinois. We wish to help those who are capable of getting pregnant to also determine their own health decisions about their pregnancy for themselves by helping defray the costs. I recently heard an interesting update on National Public Radio about abortion clinics that are in the states with the most restrictive abortion bans. Clinics in places like Missouri and Tennessee have been forced to move their abortion activities in Illinois, who have rational abortion laws. One of the most interesting things for me was that the clinics, like Planned Parenthood, are continuing to serve their public in their original locations, just not performing abortions. They remain busy, however, by doing things which must infuriate the antis, like serving transgender women, men, and non-binary people. Good for them. We should all still be painfully aware, however, that pregnant people who wish to exercise control over their own bodies are forced at their own expense and other burdens to travel hundreds of miles in some cases to get to a clinic in a rational state. How disgraceful. As a nation, we should be ashamed. By and large, the news that transgender health is being attended to openly delighted me, however. Gender nonconformity is not new. History noting the existence of gender nonconformity from the beginning of time. Trans people are the current monsters of the right when they're not targeting Jews, Asians, and queers. I thought I'd bring up another memory of growing up in Marengo, Illinois. In the 1960s, when Marengo did not have a single traffic light, but lots of children attending school, we had a crossing guard. Same one for years. I've changed her name here, but I'll call her Mrs. Ethel Atkins. She was a grandmother and a steadfast fixture, safely escorting children across a mildly busy two-lane Highway 20. Mrs. Atkins wore men's pants, shirts, jackets, and men's glasses. She had a short, neatly combed haircut with a part, very mannish, as we used to say. She bought all of her clothes at our store, which was a shoes and dry goods establishment, the kind not seen anymore. She loved my father. Not a hard thing to do. He was a lovely man. Because I suspect he always treated her with the utmost respect. He would special order men's shoes for her in small sizes, and my mother, the daughter of a tailor, would hem them at no charge. I haven't a clue how Mrs. Atkins identified. Her gender nonconformity was confusing to me as a young girl. I asked my dad about it once, and he said it didn't bother him, it was her choice. So I let it go and just chalked it up to another of life's mysteries. Maybe, as my dad said, she just found menswear more comfortable. It was. She was one of the people who lived in our small town. She probably bore a lot of insults about her garment choices. Men's roles were prescribed, women's roles were prescribed, and the white men in charge told us that's the way it was supposed to be. On another note, I read recently about a woman lawyer who has a fervent quest to make sure that pregnant rape survivors are given the opportunity to carry their fetus to term. When couldn't they? Aren't laws skewed against pregnant people choosing to terminate a pregnancy? I am having a hard time reconciling her points. And as anti-reproductive groups fervently demand more restrictions, a new poll from NPR Ipsos shows there continues to be a splintering in the Republican Party over abortion rights, where, across parties, 60% of people in the U.S. believe abortion should be legal. 70% believe that voters, not state legislators, should decide abortion rights. When will the will of the people pervade? We have said it here for years. If you don't want an abortion, don't have one. But if you want an abortion, it needs to be safe and accessible. Who could argue with that? I make the latter statement rather sarcastically. I'm not wearing my Toby's Fund t-shirt today. Instead, I'm honoring a wonderful organization, the American Society for Emergency Contraception, ASEC. Check them out. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Girls like me are like a magnet to a knock. Can like a lighthouse on the ocean. I tell them on devotion, and so, oh my God.